Hello, beautiful muses. Welcome to CosmoMuse Tarot and another Friday insight for your yes, no, maybe questions. Before I jump into the piles, just a few sort of housekeeping issues around how to phrase or what kind of questions work best here. By all means, bring whatever question you want, but your reading will make the most sense if you are phrasing it in a way that getting a yes outcome would be what you are hoping for or would feel at least positive. And then B, these are the way that I read these yes, no, maybes. What I like to do yes, no, maybes around are questions where there's still some like energetic entanglement where you have the ability to still influence something about this. So my typical example is, maybe you've been through, interviewing with a job you're hoping to get, and you've been through the final interview and you're just waiting to get that either acceptance or rejection. And there's not much you can do about it. It's like out of your hands at this point. So if like this is a question that's pretty much out of your hands, the answer you get may not make sense, or like the reading in its entirety may not make sense. Those are ones where maybe like flipping a coin or something would be the better route. If that's a situation you're still kind of curious about and you wanted to still bring your question here, I would phrase it more in a sense of like, would this job make me happy? Or am I on the right track of the types of jobs I'm looking for? That kind of thing is where you're gonna, like, the way I'm reading the energies, that is those are the types of questions that are going to make a lot more sense. But by all means, bring whatever question you want. And if you're just looking for a little bit more of a straightforward answer, then just take and leave what works for you. But in the entirety of the reading, questions where you can still sort of affect things, the reading's gonna make more sense. Okay, that said, let's look at our 4 piles. We've got pile 1 with kind of like a pinkish Lemurian quartz. Pile 2, we've got a raw clear crystal quartz. Pile 3, we've got a raw honey quartz. And then pile 4, we have a green or aqua calcite. Okay, so for those of you that have your own process for choosing your piles, you can pause here and do your own process. But for those of you that like the breath work that I lead to help you really tap into yourself, your intuition, your inner knowing, as well as open to some inspiration, we will start that now. Okay, place your feet firmly on the ground. Sort of take a few breaths into that. Feel that stability underneath you, feeling of being held. And now take a deep breath into that to really anchor your body, drop into embodiment, really fill up your body. Hold that. And exhale. And now take another deep breath in, and this time suck the air up, up, up into the space between your brows. Hold that. Suck in a little extra to add pressure there. And out loud, exhale. And now gaze over these rocks or the 4 piles and ask which one has your aligned message. And I will see you guys in your reading or readings if you have multiple questions. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your yes, no, maybe question. And you guys picked this beautiful sort of pinkish Lemurian quartz. So an intuitive hit I got as I was working with your pile and drawing cards, I got this sense of like some kind of weight is lifting here, which could I don't know why it came when that phrasing came into mind. All of a sudden it felt for maybe just one person to say that there may be some, like maybe you've been doing some work and some weight is melting off of you physically. But in general, just a sense of something lightening up here. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily give us our yes, no, maybe. So we are going to look at this top row of tarot cards to kind of tease that out. We've got 10 of air with alpha. We've got Madre of Earth with creosote bush. It's a beautiful picture. And then 7 of water with birch. Yeah, with this scythe, again, there's this something about something's about to lighten up. Maybe it hasn't quite yet, but you've been waiting for something either literally or metaphorically to lighten up, either in your life or in you. And this scythe coming out, you're about to come into a paradigm shift, especially in the mental realm, where it's time to kind of hack away the old growth and come into like a fresh way of seeing, of thinking. But yeah, it's about to like, you're right on that cusp is what I'm feeling like. And with the 10, I feel like this has been something that's been like a long either concern or something you've worked on for a long time. But yeah, it's like the transformation, ascension in some way is coming. An elevation of thinking or functioning or working on something in some way is it's like you're at the end of learning your lessons in one way of functioning around this question, and you're about to kind of go to a more ethereal realm with this, or a lighter way of holding this, whatever this question is. Yeah, and I just feel this offering. I think you've offered a lot here. You've given a lot. You've really matured a lot. You've really figured out how to move life through you in some way around this question. And it's about to bring opportunities to your door. The ultimate answer here, even though generally like you're like on this cusp of moving to something more matured and like a shift in the level of holding this question, whatever you're asking about, that in itself is positive. But the actual, whether you're going to get a full on yes, there's a maybe here, because there's going to be a lot of options coming out for you around this question. And it's going to take some work for you to kind of experiment and figure out what it is you actually want without feeling influenced, without making choices based on what other people are saying or what other people are doing. There's something where you really need to maybe mix and match if that works for some of you, or experiment, or play with the different options presenting themselves. Like in this image, even though I don't necessarily see flowers, I do see some greenery in a vase. But then I see all these other containers, and it's sort of like, I think you have something that you're looking to, whether it's something you've honed in yourself, cultivated in yourself, created in yourself, or in your life, or around this question, and you're trying to figure out how to empower this in the world, to frame it, to hold it. And it may take a little bit of kind of testing the waters of different ways of doing something around your question to find the right one, but it's requiring you to listen to what feels right to you versus what versus any outside influence here. Like, what do you want? And so if you can do that, if you can really connect with your inner world and what you want and what feels right to you, you're gonna get your yes here. But for some of you, if that's a really difficult thing, you may stray off a path here where you don't quite get the yes you're hoping for. But you have, no matter what the outcome is, whether you find a concoction or pick sort of the right way to take this question or not, you're still coming into a much deeper maturity and a much more elevated way of thinking about this question. So I can't quite see, I think there's work you guys have to do to really solidify a yes here, but the good news is whatever this question is about, the subject matter of the question, you are elevating here. You are you've really gained some maturity. You've really stepped up a level here, but actually like kind of bringing something specific about this question to a finish line or to a resolution or to the right concoction. It's sort of like up to you to really stay true to you. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the astrology around this, see if we can get some insight here. Yeah, you really need to step into your unique being. What is your beat, your march, your individuality, even if it's idiosyncratic, eclectic, different from the rest. And that's what I'm feeling here, why this is like you really need to stay true to something in you that may go against the grain to kind of pull this into at least the best feeling yes you can get. Is like you really need to stay connected to your own rhythm and beat, even if it's like it's like odd to others or something. You'll get the best yes if you just stick to your individuality here. And then we've got Juno with partnership. I'm feeling that as more of a support thing here, not directly influencing things. I think you've done a lot of work due to this question on knowing how to be in partnerships or allowing partners or others to support you, and like a new level of maturity around relating and holding relationship with others. And then transit climate. Yeah, there's so to add to the context we've already talked about around like you need to stick to your particular beat, you need to pick a way to channel this question or the energy around this question in a way that feels right to you versus picking what other people might say or mimicking others. Beyond needing to really listen to what feels right to you and marching to your own beat here, there's a window of opening and it's not going to stay open forever. This feels like a daze to me. Like this feels like something that's coming quickly. So I'm going to roll. If it makes more sense for your question that this is weeks, maybe decide before I roll the dice. Is this days to you or weeks to you? And I'm going to roll some dice to see what this window of opening is. Actually, I'm going to roll 2 dice to really get specific here. When is the window opening and how long is it going to be open? So the first roll is when is the window opening? And so decide for yourself if this is days or weeks. So 7. So this is either 1 week or 7 weeks. And then I'm going to roll a dice to show once this window opens for you to kind of really direct this question in in the way we've talked about to get a potential yes. How long is that window open once we hit that 7 mark? So 12. And I'm gonna say that's whatever you chose. If it was days, it's 12 days. If it was weeks, it's 12 weeks. Okay, let's look at some oracle cards here to end. We've got Truth Be Told. Yeah, and this is being connected to letting your individuality be seen. Take off any mask you may be wearing related to this question, and allow your truth to be seen. Allow yourself to follow your truth. Don't try to follow or mimic or be persuaded or influenced by others. This needs to come from your heart, and you need to let this be seen somehow. And then we've got Eternal Return. This is something that's ebbing and flowing, and I actually love seeing this. So if you miss the mark this time with this question, just like waves ebb and flow, like if you don't catch this specific wave, like get a yes for this specific wave, it's like that energy is going to go out, that window will close, but another wave is going to come in. There's something here where you're meant to get ultimately a yes, like around this question, but in a more broad way. And if you don't catch the wave this time, it will come back in, because this is part of your soul's growth. You're meant to learn something about this question. And so, you'll stay in this question until you work out how to get a yes, and the waves will come in and out and in and out. So if you don't catch a wave at that 7-day or 7-week mark this time, you will get it, and stick with the growth and the things you've been working on and the maturity you've been working on and elevating your thinking. Because you're meant to get a yes here. It's just dependent on how long this lesson, this soul growth is meant to take. But at some point you will get it, and you will catch that wave, and you will get that yes that you're looking for. But it depends on each individual coming to this reading, whether it's this particular wave that's about to come, or if you need more time to work on something here and really be open and truthful and honest about your unique beat here and just owning it. Okay, and then we've got Quill, get back to the basics, and I love that. Back to you, back to what you want, what feels right to you. Eliminate the periphery, eliminate the chatter, really get back to like, why are you asking this question? What is it you really want here? And how is your heart drawing you into this question? And then we've got target, a goal-oriented person. Yeah, and this is just saying that at some point you will get your yes. You are meant to get a bullseye here, but it might take for some of you a few ebbs and flows, a few rounds of getting a no until you get your yes. For some of you, maybe this is the wave coming that you will get your yes. It just depends on each person in particular. But the good news is everyone here has matured, has really elevated some thinking, and it's just whether or not it's at a level of really being able to own something really individualistic here and let it be seen, whether you're going to hit the target this wave or in waves to come, but ultimately you will get that. Okay, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. If this resonated, I always appreciate a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Kind and thoughtful comments are always things I'm grateful for as well, and I will see you in future readings. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your Friday Insight Yes, No, Maybe reading. So you guys picked this raw crystal quartz, and an intuitive hit that came as I focused on your pile and your stone and the feeling of, that was kind of coming through as I was working with your cards was just this general, really kind of spiritual, like really beautiful, peaceful spiritual energy coming through here. So I don't know if that's picking up on your energy or something about this question. But I do get the sense that something is being spiritually guided here or protected here. Doesn't necessarily say if there's a yes, no, maybe, but whatever the answer is that we get, it's like being really divinely sort of protected and guided. So if you end up getting a no, it's like for your protection. If you get a yes, it's knowing that something is there kind of pushing you along the way towards getting the yes. Okay, we're going to look at this top row of tarot cards to actually tease out that yes, no, maybe. Six of Water, the Emperor, and Six of Fire. This is a major yes. So what I said before, definitely like something is really protecting you here, really pushing you in the right direction. So stay open to synchronicities, stay open to, I don't know, just like downloads, messages, whatever it is for you where you kind of tap into that spiritual guidance. It is really deeply around you. And I think this is because you're doing something, it's like you're really getting something into order. You're taking something from your past and like transforming it. I think you've kind of imploded something coming from your past, and it's like you're reordering it to sort of match where you're at right now, or maybe that's a message coming through for you about going forward with this question is like, how can you deconstruct something from the past around this question, or something from your past that might be influencing this question, and like reconstruct it, reconfigure to really support and help you thrive in some way here. And just like listen to guidance is coming in. You're really being protected and ushered in the right direction, or with like right sort of help or information or advice or whatever it is, like always coming through right when you need it. Yeah, so really beautiful. It could, this could have some entanglement with family here too. There's like something you're supposed to sort of deal with from the past in order to start thriving again in the future, like going forward with family. That's just for some of you though. Okay, let's look at the astrology around this. We've got first house arrival. Yeah, something new is going on here. Things may feel like a construction zone around this question for some of you. It's like, yeah, you've needed to kind of take something apart to put it back together in a much more updated, energetic, right way for going forward. And it's, yeah, you're already in that mode here. 12th house, introspection. Yes, this is spiritual energy coming in. It's like really deeply around you. So it's like trust the universe especially. And then Saturn structure. I don't know, for some of you this question could be about like building something, structuring something. There could be a time element to this, the right timing, divine timing. That could be what it is for a lot of you. It's like divine timing. This is like in your chart. It's part of your fate or destiny or something. Karma even. But yeah, and it's like solid, however you're directing or building or restructuring something right now, it's like good job, this is solid kind of energy coming through. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards. We've got regeneration. Yeah, this is exactly what I've been talking about. It's like there's something about this question where you've had to either do some deep psychological work or even like physically take something apart, but something's been like uprooted, taken apart, whether that's metaphorically, physically, emotionally, psychologically, whatever it is. You've really done some deep work here, and all of that kind of destruction and construction and things feeling a bit chaotic as you're going to start seeing evidence really soon about the shape and the form and the function of this new vibration kind of coming in that's like a winning vibration. Okay, and then we've got lunar. Yeah, this is again, like there's something, I don't think you can see everything from your place, from your point of view, your perspective, your place within things that may feel a little chaotic to you. It's hard to see from your particular time and position how much flourishing is about to come. And so this is again like trust the process, trust the bigger picture, trust the universe, trust your intuition here. Something is really beautiful is coming together here, and you've done a lot of beautiful deep work with this. Okay, we've got dog barking, advice from a friend. So that's something that spiritual protection and guidance that's coming through. This is specifically saying some of that is going to be channeled through a friend or someone that is giving you advice that you either respect or trust or really adore. So pay attention to that coming in. And then funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. And that's totally what I feel like where you've come from and maybe where you are at, where things feel like they're in upheaval, but you've been putting in a lot of work. I feel like you're already in that rebuilding phase, but it's just like, that is a frustrating thing to kind of, that sensation of renovation is just like, it's tedious, but you learn a lot in it, and you really distill some things, and you really witness some things, and you're coming out the other side. You're already in reconstruction phase here, and this energy is just saying it's going beautifully. Just trust the universal energy here. Trust those spiritual currents that you feel that are kind of like pushing you along here. Keep going. This is, beautiful yes coming through for you guys. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. If this resonated, I always appreciate the things like, share, subscribe. I am always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments, and I hope you have a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your Friday Insight with your yes, no, maybe questions. You guys picked this beautiful kind of like honey quartz stone. And some intuitive hits that came for me for this group before we dive into the cards was this deep message coming through of like patience there's something, and if this doesn't resonate, because this is pretty particular, this might not be your pile, but it's like there's something where the timing around this question needs to be just right. There can be much too early and then a little bit too late here, and there's like a window of opening where like the timing is just right, and it's very, very close. That timing of just right is very, very close, and I think you've waited a long time. I think you've had to compromise certain things in order to sort of like wait but get certain things done that needed to be done around this. So this is very specific message coming through. If what I've said makes no sense in relation to your question, I'd maybe go to a different pile, or you can stick in here and maybe there is a message that will more specifically pop out to you if you still feel like this is still your pile somehow. Okay, to get the actual yes, no, maybe though, we are going to look up at this top row of cards. So we've gotten the messaging that there's something about a just right kind of perfect timing and to have patience, but that doesn't necessarily tell us that you'll still get a yes or a no here. So let's look at your tarot to kind of tease that out. So Adelita of Fire. Ooh, I just love that image too. Look at this. Yeah, gorgeous. And in this deck, I'm not sure if that equates to the page or the knight. I kind of want to say the page energy. Chariot, beautiful, beautiful, loving it. The star. Look at these two. We go from the the chariot, but the imagery is like a tree and its roots, sort of in this cycle or circle of life. And then we've got the star with the cosmos. So it's like earth and space here. And that's timing. There's some astrological timing here. So I don't know if you're someone that knows something about astrology, so maybe there's a particular season that's needed. And actually, yes, this makes sense. Chariot relates to the energy of Cancer, and when I'm doing this reading, it is Cancer season. And so the timing is currently and part of my notion about timing being right, I was actually using the light in this reading. I've had to put this kind of screen up because the light was too bright and kind of lots of light and shade patches that makes it hard to see things. So I had to put a screen up. But when I started your reading, it was just like kind of disappearing right here. And I was like, oh, the time's right, so I can just be rid of that screen so I can have the natural light, which I love. And we're right at that point now that it's not touching any of the cards anymore. And so right now, it doesn't matter if you see this when I put it out in Cancer season, the timing is currently right for whenever you see this. And then the timing will come into its height of divine rightness at the full moon of Leo season. So the star relates to Aquarius energy, and the Aquarius full moon always happens in Leo season. And when I'm doing this reading, it's one day from being the Cancer new moon. And I put this out several days after I actually record them. So it'll be a little bit after the fact there, but from when I'm doing this, it's 2 weeks. So whatever makes sense to you. If you're coming to this reading when it's after the fact of being in Cancer or Leo season, then 2 weeks from now is when the timing will be at its greatest height for getting a yes here. If you see this in July of 2023, when I put this out, the coming full moon in Aquarius is when the timing is going to be really, really alive and vibrant and correct for this yes to, I don't know why the word unfurl came through. There's something gentle in that. And it might be that page energy that Adelita, like something new. There's fresh energy here, something new, something vibrant, something exciting. And with that fire, definitely exciting or creative, kind of getting the like that fire, getting the oxygen it needs to kind of spark to life here. So yeah, there's definitely timing going on here though. So a yes, but for some of you, 2 weeks, for some of you, depending on when you come to this reading, it will be at the Aquarius full moon, which may only be like a week or 10 days from when I actually put this reading out. So really coming in, which would align with this reading, starting with a little bit of light on the card still, which I was trying not to have, but I knew it would go away, to it now that having that patience and, you know, trusting in timing, that now we're at that moment of like, this is the perfect timing in my reading station to do readings. So yeah, the timing is right from when you see this and 2 weeks beyond, or right at the Aquarius new moon if you see this, yeah, when I put it out. Okay, let's look at the astrology here. We've got second house, so this could have to do with income, with finances, with things you're trying to purchase. Taurus, yeah, absolutely. Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house. So with cultivate, so there's something you're trying to give form and shape and function to, I believe here, and some beauty too. And maybe there's like resources you've been waiting on, or just feeling like you feel worthy enough to yourself to like spoil yourself or something. But that Taurus energy, this is about personal sense of the material world. So this is about you needing to take proactive action here. This is about you creating your life. The opposite energy of Scorpio is when we have shared resources to work from, so we can kind of rely a little bit on others to provide some help or some resources needed to make something come into being. But this is very personal energy. This is up to you. This is up to you, your income, your resources, your budgeting, your sense of being able to mold your environment and cultivate it or create it, however you want to frame that. Mold it, you know. This is up to you taking action, to you digging into your own life, digging into this question. But the time is ripe for this. And then we've got Pisces with sensitize. Yeah, divine timing. I'm just reading this as divine timing. It's a kind of jump on this now, or it may, like, that window will close, which is interesting. That's sort of been a through line in all of these readings, is timing. Yeah, there's a window opening here for you. Like, the next 2 weeks are really really special around, you know, molding your life in some way that feels, smells, looks, you know, whatever your senses can dig into in your tangible life. There's a lot of special energy here to really be able to dig in and create more beauty or more value somehow here in your life, and a lot of new energy, a new flame within you to have that motivation, to have that energy, to have that get up and get at it kind of thing. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards. We've got clean it up. And I'm just reading this in the sense of like, the sense of your senses. There's things you need to pay attention to around this question and the timing here that like your senses can really help you dial into, to hone into. So make things feel beautiful to you, clean to you, pleasurable to you, and that might require some spring cleaning or just cleaning your house or your spaces or your office or whatever. This question revolves around what are some spaces that connect to this question. Make them feel more beautiful to you somehow. And it may require some light, deep, or spring cleaning here. And then karma. Yeah, there's something that's been I think it's just divine timing. There's something, a lot of work has gone into something about this question, even if it's not directly related to your question. There's something that a lot of energy has gone into that is the foundation for why this question can exist. And I am reading this as like positive, beautiful karma coming in for you. And it's like, take advantage of it, because there's only a window when you can take advantage of it. Then we've got eagle, triumph over troubles or obstacles. Yeah, I think you've had to be really patient here. And I think you've had to compromise on certain things leading up to this just to kind of get to this point, like make it to where you're at right now. And then ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. This Taurus energy is also like the bull is kind of stubborn, and then the ram is a little bit, to me, more aggressive. But to me, I don't read this as someone in your environment or particularly you being like an aggressive person. This is like self-motivation. Taurus and the ram, to me, that's like Aries and Taurus energy. This is about you self-directing this question, self-starting this question, self-manifesting this question. This is your energy, your responsibility, your control, your whatever it is, but this is up to you. No one else is going to make this question get a yes, but you can make this question get a yes for you. Okay, gorgeous. So beautiful timing for you guys. Yeah, really jump on whatever this yes is to you. A little bit of patience, but that window of divine timing is really opening up for you almost right away from when you see this. Yeah, so jump on it. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. If this resonated, I always appreciate the things like, share, subscribe. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And I wish you a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. See ya. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your Yes, No, Maybe Friday Insight reading. You guys picked this beautiful sort of aqua calcite. Okay, let's put this to the side. Okay, so some intuitive hits that came through for you guys was, before I jump into the cards, was sort of like, there were a lot of weird things happening as I was working with the cards. It felt like cards were coming from almost just in the way I typically feel cards come out and how I handle them. They were coming out a little different, like almost it felt secretive, like there's some secrets here. I don't know if it's like secrets you have or secrets around this question that you don't yet have access to or aren't aware of. But there's things a little bit in the shadows at the moment. Um, yeah. Which doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It's just that there are like, it's a complicated, this feels like a complicated answer to potentially a complicated question. I also got the sense that things are maybe going to unfold around this question in slightly surprising ways. Again, not necessarily in negative ways, just like unexpected. That's the sense, the whole feeling I get when I feel into this pile is like unexpected, like this question, there's a lot of obscure things going on around it, whether you realize it or not, which makes a lot of unknowns in terms of how this answer will come about, how any resolution will come about, and that there will just be like a lot of unexpected, just because of certain things you may not know, or just complex energy in general. But there does feel like there's movement here, and that like resolution is coming. It's just like, it just feels like everything's going to feel very unexpected in how things unfold around this question. Okay, let's look at your tarot, this top road, to actually tease out the yes, no, maybe. Curandera of water. Okay. Justice. And the sun. Well, those are beautiful. Yeah, things are shifting quickly here. A resolution is coming. And I just get the sense that it's hard for me to say yes here, because I don't think the answer you want is going to arrive, but the answer you get, however things unfold here, is something that will be really aligned, it will be really fair, and it will be really mature. But I just think that there's a lot of unknown things here that like maybe you can't see for some reason right now, which are going to affect the resolution here. Yeah, I'm trying to find the right words to describe what I'm feeling. It's like, because it's not, I don't get a negative vibe, like even though you're not maybe going to get your yes, I don't actually even want to say, like, I don't think it's a yes for your question, but it's not a no either. I think a resolution's going to come, but it's going to be so different and unexpected from how you're asking this question or what you're focusing on in this question, that I guess technically it's a no, but you are going, like, there is going to be developments here that you like, is what I'm saying. So even though whatever's going on around either how you've phrased this question or how you are thinking about this question, even though that specifically is no, there are some really beautiful developments that are going to happen, and it's going to be like divinely fair, and it's going to bring out more maturity in either in you, yeah, it feels like you're going to find greater maturity in yourself through working with this question or whatever this question is. It's elevating you to a new sense of like mastery over your emotions and really knowing how to use your emotions beautifully. But I just think there's things you don't know, which I don't know why that comes through so strongly. Even if it's a simple question that's like, well, doesn't really equate to what I'm asking. There's just something that hasn't been revealed that's a little bit underground, that's a little entangled in, for some of you, even political or legal ways. Doesn't have to be. This is, I'm sure a lot of different types of questions are coming here, but for some of you that probably resonates. This might be like either a legal or a political type question. And there's just things, even if it's not in that realm, there's things that, right now you don't know. But I think when they come to light and when things unfold here, it will all, like, something will make sense. And the way a resolution comes for this question, it will feel right, and you will really drop into a new maturity within you that's very healing, both for you and for your environment. Something will come to fruition here that feels right, that feels aligned, and that showcases to you the amount of emotional maturity you've accrued through whatever this question means to you. Okay, let's look at the astrology. We've got progressions and journey. And whatever this question is about may not be what you think it's about. This question is about you going on a journey of mastering your emotions and being able to direct your emotions in much more healing ways. I think that there's something in the undertone of this question where that's actually what this is about. Okay, and then we've got Libra right under justice. Some kind of fairness, because Libra is like finding that balance, finding the cooperation, finding the way to build the bridges, and then justice is like a decision being made outside of you. The High Priestess is where we can like weigh things and make our own intuitive decisions to make, move things in our life. And then justice is when that decision comes from the outside. So there is kind of a ruling coming in here, and it will be fair, is what I feel like. And then we've got dignified strength under the sun, which is gorgeous. So even though how you've asked this question and what you're concerned about around this question is a no, you're still going to come out with whatever resolution does come in a much stronger place than you feel you are right now. Like, things are aligning for you around this question. But it's around the heart of this question, which is about finding emotional mastery and emotional self-mastery of your emotions. New strength, new alignment, new flourishing and possibilities coming into your life through going through whatever this question's put you through, which ultimately has been about mastering your emotions. And that is the win here, even though what you're specifically asking about is a no in a certain way. You gain this, a resolution's going to come that will feel fair to you, even though it's not the one you are trying to get a yes to particularly, like really specifically right now. Something's going to tweak about it. There's unknowns here, something's going to shift, and then you will get a resolution that feels right. And you'll come out of this whole thing a much stronger person and a much more alive person, and really being able to take that kind of emotional self-mastery and create some thriving in your life. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards. We've got To the Sea, Yeah, there's something vague here. There's some unknowns. There's some deeper things to be uprooted. There's some orientation that's still needing to be found in this question. The void. Yeah. But it's coming through. Some external forces are really going to bring up the information that's currently obscured from you, and it's really going to set certain orientations. I don't think there's anything you can do to kind of bring things to light and feel oriented. It's just about being patient and mastering your emotions right now. And external forces are going to shed light on what needs to be known and create some orientation here and bring about some kind of resolution. But I think it's out of your hands. What's in your hands are your emotions. And then we've got Bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Yeah, I don't read this as like ominously as this feels. I just think that there's things that aren't known right now, that I don't know that it's necessarily like enemies working against you. It's just, there's something here where it's just like complicated, and there's just certain things that you don't know whether or not they've been kept from you, or it's just circumstances have made it so that certain things haven't been shed light, light hasn't been shed on for you, but something external is going to balance everything here in a fair way. And then Cup, you should accept valid criticism. And that is one of the biggest lessons we can learn in mastering emotions, is really listening to critiques and having boundaries with critiques, taking in, if there's a critique or a criticism that tends to repeat over and over, that's something you should probably listen to and process and work on. And if there's a critique that feels out of left field, like you've never felt a critique like that and it feels off to you, that's where it's like, that's a projection. You don't need to take the one-offs. But if there's repeat critiques, those are ones that can really help you mature, that can help you witness something that is creating some negative outcomes in your life. And I feel like that's something that is coming up right now, that maybe there are some critiques that are all here to help you witness something, to help you process something and see it, and really elevate a new sense of mastery of your emotions. It might be a critique about your ability to react versus respond to certain things, or bringing up a trigger you didn't know that was a trigger, that's from a place you can heal. But there is some healing here, but I think you need to do some listening as well. But beautiful healing coming in, a very fair resolution coming, even though your specific way of phrasing your question is a no. I think things are going to change so that your question isn't even really valid in the way it's been asked right now, before there's a resolution. And so then the question's going to morph, and then there's going to be a resolution that is kind of coming from like cosmic law, not necessarily human law, but like cosmic law is really balancing some scales here and bringing about something fair. But you're going to come out of this, whatever your question's about, in the end, you're going to come out of this really strong and really finding what it is that is your kind of direction in life. So yeah, stick in there. Good things are actually coming, even though this moment may not feel like that. Kind of trust in the universe a little right now. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I always appreciate the things. If this resonated, the like, share, subscribe. I always am grateful to see kind and thoughtful comments. And definitely have a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys.